Way too many faces in the crowd, but I think that I see you. One too many days got me changing up the way that I need you. Now we're both at a bar, acting like it's not hard, trying to feel something different. Talk to somebody new, kinda wish it was you, kinda numb to the feeling. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months and I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem to. Not that you're gone, I can't seem to. I can't seem to. Laying on my floor, thinking about all the things that we've been through. From 24/7 to pretending like I never met you. No, it's all for the best, cause I know we're a mess every time we're together. Going out of my mind, and I wish I could lie, tell you that it gets better. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem to. I can't seem to.
CCA channel, not for what you're used to seeing this summer, but for another iteration of the Immortals Progressive Bundle Bash. This is event number 3 of 2024, and we have the Captain's Draft here for you all to enjoy. But I'm not the only one here bringing you the action for tonight. It's myself, Kendo, and Bass from the past. Gentlemen, this is going to be another exhilarating night of hopefully great content, but also great teams.
Hey, you know what? Anytime we get the pros together, it is an homage to what the Bundle Bash is all about. The crazy thing, though, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, is the fact that more and more that we do this, the professional names match up with the collegiate names, and I think you're going to see about a 50-50 spread this time around.
I was messaging with some people before this was coming out because we saw the captain come out, and I literally had some people message me and be like, aren't these supposed to be like collegiate players? And I showed them the collegiate list, and I went, you really want to tell me there's a difference between these guys right now? Like, there's no difference at this point. Like, I'm talking to multiple of the players that I think are going to go drafted high at this point. The thing that's crazy about it is even if they aren't necessarily pros that we're seeing getting drafted from the collegiate side, they all are known by the pros. Like, all of these dudes at this point are, like, friends with them, played with them, they've seen them in lobbies, so the unfamiliarity that we had in some of the earlier events, it's going away pretty quickly.
It's going to be a great night of action to see exactly who is going to like fight tooth and nail for their best drafted players at the start and in the end, depending on what their order is there. But we got to talk about that format specifically before we get into anything again for those who are tuning in for the first time. And a bit of a refresher for those returning. Invited players, of course, 16 content creators slash, you typically see pro players out there as well. And then collegiate players that are the ones that are being drafted that time. We got the snake style draft as always, where there's 2 rounds of draft, 16 captains picking up from a pool of a decent amount of players for them to go through there. But then the most important part is that Swiss play. You got to get through that to make it into the playoffs, into the money, and have a chance to actually showcase your skill in that best of 7, no timeout, single elimination bracket on Saturday and Sunday, which is going to be a great time. Swiss will be tomorrow, then the 2 days of playoffs, and we'll be able to pick who's the best of the bunch, but also the safest driver afterwards, which is my favorite award. But speaking of that prizing that we're talking about, Kendo, why don't you walk us through the prizing here and what people are competing for today?
Hey, you know what? Money is saved every time you go with Progressive, and money is won when you're playing in the Immortals Progressive Bundle Bash. Top 8 prizing do get paid out. You can see down the line, 2,500, 1,500, 1,000 for 3rd or 4th, and then if you're in that top 8, you're going home with at least 375. So it's solid all the way around. At least half of these teams are going to get a little bit of that hate hurt with a little bit of savings on top of it.
It's going to be a great time to see exactly how these teams battle it out to get to that prizing with the top 8 through the Swiss stage. But we got to talk about the captains who are making their way on to the stream tonight to draft their talented players to their teams. And you can see all the lovely pictures here and recognize some names, of course, from collegiate, but also some pro names as well. You have Noli, you have Gyro in the mix too. Flitz, I guess technically you could say is a pro as well. I mean, that's the interesting thing we were talking about is like so many of these players you see on here are also collegiate Rocket League players, but also pros, like Hockey, like 5UP. Andy's kind of close to that too. Frosty is probably like the youngest player that we see in this list that's been making a name for themselves too. And still some great players like Cosmic looking to make their debut in collegiate at some point too. So there's a lot of great players that are out there participating as captains this time, and I love to see it.
This is more players from collegiate and not in collegiate on this list. I'm like trying to do the numbers here. The entirety of the top 8 plays in collegiate at this point. Of the bottom 8 there, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of players that are within that range, with multiple of them either at a high school level and have talked about going to collegiate in the future. So yeah, Kendo, this is more furthering what you've talked about. The lines between collegiate players and pros is getting further blurred.
It is so blurred. I agree with you completely. You throw in on top of it, we can go across the lines and talk a little about Summer Series. The teams that are at the top of Summer Series, they have a large majority of some of these players. They're the ones that are making the impact. So it's brilliant to see them kind of develop little inter-rivalries through the Bundle Bash.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. And let's look at the players that they're able to draft from as well. These are who are going to be taking a part of this event, but also having to have their fate in the hands of their captains and hoping that they get the best second player afterwards, depending on who comes in that first round of the draft. I mean, with the names here, Bass, who's really standing out the most to you as kind of those star players that people should be looking for?
I'm not doing this again. I'm not getting tricked twice. Not a second draft in a row. This is not happening. Look, if you're listening right now and you're asking for my picks, I'm not doing this. Last time T-Bates wanted me to stop talking at all moments, and I almost really
but he's not in
for
this
him.
one.
I know, but look, these players may know these, the players that are on this list at this point, but if I name like 5 of them and one of them goes like top, I know I'm going to hear about it in my DM. So honestly, look to pretty much all of these players. I will say there are definitely a couple that are going to be a bit further up here than maybe the others, but the crazy thing about this is pretty much everybody on this list is in Summer Series at this point. They have proven themselves to be at least a top 30 team in the country. So yeah, no, you can't really go wrong with almost any of these guys.
Yeah, great players that are out there as well, as we can see throughout this list. I mean, some names people might not be as familiar with, like we kind of see with Mitch. If you haven't been paying attention to the Western Conference, Oregon State's been doing pretty decent. They are out of the competition for Summer Series, but they did make a wave. It was their first time making it in, and they were the lowest seed to make it in to Summer Series. So he's actually doing pretty well for their team there specifically. Luigi as well from Ball State, not on the is that the main roster of Ball State? I don't believe he's on the main roster, right, for that team, but still like a part of the school itself, and doing pretty good for them. And then some other players as well. GVSU, we have Carlos on that team. GVSU's always been so close to qualifying for a lot of these tournaments, but still making waves themselves. I mean, pretty decent rank wise for them as well on that end. And Dev from GMU, so they have some good peaks from a lot of these players that might not be as recognizable if you've been paying attention to Summer Series, but that are doing really well outside of it.
Vaughn, I kind of want to hijack the question really quick. Just due in part to the fact it's one of the few times that we don't have somebody like, well, Cam, who almost every single time in the Bundle Bash you see is draftable and goes first. So that's going to be
true.
A fun discussion. Names that I'm going to be looking out for because they are included this time around. Baby's one of them. You got to watch out from the Syracuse player. And then I'm also... I want to see some good stuff out of Sauce. Sauce is a lot of inconsistency, but when Sauce peaks, watch out.
Watch out.
Hope he does.
Well, we got to get our first captain in here as well, so that we can get this thing underway. So we do have Cosmic, just going to be audio this time, to give us their insight and who they think is going to be their first round pick in the draft. So Cosmic, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear us? Making
sure,
sure,
I can hear you.
sure. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure it was all working properly. So Cosmic, welcome in to the draft. What is your strategy going into this first round pick for you?
Well, I think obviously getting the first overall pick, you want to pick the best player. And that's kind of just the only game plan that I guess I'm going with for this pick, because I won't be able to choose my last person because I'll just be giving them.
Okay. Well, Bass or Kendo, who wants to do the honors?
You know what? I got to hear it right off the bat. Give me that first round pick. It's not going to be Cam this time around, so who is it?
I will be picking G-Man as my pick.
Hold it!
Oh,
Yeah, that's valid. That's so valid.
I kind of bet on that one. I literally was in G-Man's DMs. We were going back and forth when I saw him get a part of this list, and I went, "You're going first overall, and if you don't get picked first overall, someone's making a mistake." So I'm glad to see you picking him up. That's definitely, in my opinion, the strongest player in this draft.
Definitely.
Oh, Cosmic, final question for you before we send you away, because again, got your first round draft pick. You'll have the kind of last player remaining on your team. Are you going to break that first round draft curse and win this thing?
Yeah, that's definitely the goal, is to just take it all the way, especially with this kind of player of caliber like G-Man.
There we go. That's all we need to hear. Thank you for joining us, Cosmic. We'll see you on the field this weekend.
Thank you.
Solid. I mean, Kendo, what are your thoughts on that pick?
I mean, I agree with Bass. It doesn't surprise me. G-Man's one of the more consistent players on the pitch in collegiate, and I can say this from personal experience because the OC guys are from my general region. I've worked lands. I've actually had to help out filling out teams at some of these lands because that was one of the jobs. Everything from an MC to, hey, this group has 2 people. We're trying to fill them out so we can have one more team for the tournament. And what did I do? I joined that team. I run straight into OC at a live event in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, and they proceed to demo the snot out of me. And when they weren't demoing the snot out of me, it was G-Man down my throat with such good aerial play.
I mean, that is G-Man. That's what we kind of expect from them as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. But we do have the next draft coming in. Unfortunately, Elf couldn't join us today because I think they're playing a lot of their matches actually as well in the background. So shout out to them getting their matches done for Summer Series. But they are picking up Brock for the second pick in the draft. Bass, I know you have some thoughts on that.
I was not expecting that. I'll be real. I do think Brock is a good pick here. I don't want to try and shy away from that, but look, that throws my order out of whack. I threw like my first couple of picks into our group chat here on Discord, mainly because I don't want to give away any secrets to teams here because I don't know if they're not paying attention or if they just maybe have players in mind. Because I will say Brock was definitely up there for me, but there were a couple players I thought might go before him. But to be honest, now kind of realizing this, yeah, that makes sense. I feel like Brock probably should be going second overall. I don't really have any issues with that pick.
Yeah, I mean, solid pickup. We saw how decent they did against Akron just as this stream was getting started. If you paid attention to Cam's stream, they went all the way to game 5 almost and almost reverse swept them, kept it competitive as best they could. Brock was an integral part of that. So if you can't get Cam, get his teammate, I guess maybe was the strategy there. But even then, again, afterwards, I mean, looking at this draft list, which we haven't really gone through on the order just yet. So first is Cosmic, then Oaf. Creams is third, Andy fourth, Gyro afterwards, Hockey, then Eris, Zanil, Ga, 5-up, Flitz, Knight, Noli, Diaz, Frosty, and Wavy with 2 picks in a row there. So curious on y'all's thoughts for that specifically, but we'll get that after we have Creams here, who is ready for their pick in the draft. Creams, can you hear us loud and clear? There we go. We got Creams in.
There he is.
Hello.
Well, welcome in, Creams. Coming in hot to Northwood into the collegiate scene, now into the captain's draft. I mean, how does it feel to be involved in the collegiate scene in this way?
Feels awesome. I've been excited to get started in CRL for a little while, so it's been great.
Well, now you get to do a little bit even more than that. You get to compete in a tournament series worth almost $30,000 combined here. And honestly, probably a lot of pressure because not only are you, like we've talked about today, a professional player coming into this, you're a collegiate player as well. So who you pick from this list will quite literally send, waves throughout the CRL scene. So I got to ask, man, who you taking number 3 overall?
I think he's a little underrated. I'm going to go with Sauce.
Okay, there we go.
You called it.
It doesn't surprise me to see Sauce going in the first round. Am I a little bit surprised at the early pick? Maybe. But I also have seen the Sauce peak, and when you put that kind of sauce on, I mean, the dude's Frank Red Hot in my book a lot of the times once he's on. But I do want to say, Creams, it's wonderful to have you. I got to ask. I'm out of line in asking, but how has Northwood been treating you so far?
It's been awesome. The school, everyone from the school's been great, and playing with Zanil and Hockey is great. They're amazing players, amazing people. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, drafting against them, any words that you have for them as your future potential opponents as we have in this captain's draft?
Hey, just don't see me in the Swiss stage. You're going to lose.
There we go. There we go. Well, thank you, Creeps, for joining us. We'll see you in the second half of the show.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was being assailed by my girlfriend's cat. Shout out to Mika. But even then, Creams, with the Sauce pick, I mean, I did not expect Sauce to go that soon. I'm going to be honest on that one, Vass.
Look, I love Sauce. I got no issues with him in any capacity. I do think he's a very talented player, but I think that I go back to a quote. I want to say it's actually from... Was it from Brock? Because I know it's through Danger Taco, but somebody said it to Danger Taco, and it was that, name a good rank A player. And that's kind of been the statement throughout all of this summer series so far, and I want Sauce to prove him wrong. I want him to show that he can be of the caliber to play with rank S teammates who are this caliber and do that well. Because, dude, Kansas has not exactly had the best results. I know Sauce individually is a very talented player, but this kind of feels like a redemption run for him now. This feels like, all right, man, look, I haven't exactly been able to, spread my wings elsewhere, but here, I'm going to dominate.
Bold of you to assume that they scrim or play at all at Kansas,
and that's another
quote, quite literally from some of the quotes at Kansas.
Well,
I
let's
think it
get
was
on
fake,
with the
but-
captain's draft here as we have Andy on the line ready for their pick. Andy, welcome into the broadcast for Bundle Bash. I know you've had some experience here in the past, but what are you looking to change up with this first round pick in the draft here?
I think I'm in a pretty good order here at number 4. So just grab a solid player off the board and hope that we can get somebody else that falls into the draft later in the line to round out the team. But yeah, for my my 4th pick, I think I will go with Preston.
There we go. We were waiting for it. Someone had to take Preston here.
I was one off. I had him. I had him predicted going 3rd overall on the list. What are your feelings about the players who have been picked prior to this one? Because I do feel like Brock and Sauce maybe weren't on paper 2nd and 3rd that everyone was expecting.
I would have had Brock 1 and Sauce 2 or 3. So
Okay.
I think it's. I base off most of my knowledge of 0 players off of just 2s and like rank A or rank X depending on where they're at. But yeah, they're all really good players. I think everyone that got drafted ahead of Preston did so pretty justly, but I would have been happy with any of the 4 realistically.
Valid picks. A fair assessment for what you're thinking on the rest of the competition that's out there. And speaking of that, you have some of your teammates in this competition with you as well. How does it feel to be facing off against them when you're used to playing with them on your side?
It's always fun playing against teammates, so you kind of know what to expect, and it's always a bit of fun to have some friendly competition. So I think I'll be looking forward to it. Hopefully we can match up between each other.
Oh, that'd be interesting to see. Hopefully you do in the Swiss stage. Well, Andy, thank you for joining us for the first round of the draft. We'll see you momentarily.
Yep, see you later.
Opposite mentality. Opposite, complete opposite of Creams, who's like, Hockey, Zanil, I dare you to run into me in Swiss. Meanwhile, Andy's out here like, that'd be fun. It'd be sick. I'm super excited for it.
I find it funny that you were able to pose a question that I really felt was justified, because I agree with your order of things. It surprised me just as much to hear, hey, Brock, that Brock should have been number 1. Hey, Sauce, that's definitely my top 3. Cool to hear the question and the perspective of one of the people picking. And my thought was, is Preston here surprising to you? Are you happy someone maybe might have fallen to you? But wow, that's a lot of respect.
Yeah, you got to have a respect for the competition that's out there. And I think that's the biggest thing that's important too, because some of these players might not have the best chemistry with the teams that they have in Collegiate Rocket League currently, because again, you don't necessarily get to choose your teammates there as you would in RLCS. So that is the different thing we got to really think about there as well, is that, they might perform better in a different environment like 2s, like 6-mans, rather than they do in their collegiate teams that they're performing with there. So curious to see how that'll go. But no gyro in call for this next one, and I believe Melodic is picking, or Melodic is the pick. I'm getting an update on that.
Melodic is the pick.
Okay. So Melodic is the pick for gyro on this one. So Melodic going relatively early as well on this for gyro. So interesting to see these picks as they come through, but I think they make sense based on people's familiarity for that as well. So we get to see Melodic as the pick for gyro here, and gyro's had some pretty decent recent success as well. I think he's also competing in EWC with the Across the Pond team there too, so this is some good warm-up practice for that, playing with some teammates in different environments and getting ready for that too. So this was, we're getting updates, gyro's pick. It wasn't a random pick or anything. The players who aren't able to make it, they typically give us a list of like players that they want from like highest to lowest, and then we kind of like go off of that. So if that list goes through, then eventually it goes down to a random pick. But right now, that is the pick for gyro there. So right now we have G-Man, Brock, Sauce, Preston, and Melodic. I'm not too surprised by this, to be fair.
No, I mean, it's pretty expected. I think there's a couple of players I'm looking at right now that I'm a bit surprised have fallen down this far. But I also don't think they're going to stick here for much longer. Again, we're only 5 picks in. We've got a lot of players that are extremely knowledgeable about the collegiate space coming up here because Hockey is on Northwood. Daniil is on Northwood. Eris used to be on St. Clair. So I do feel like a lot of the guys who maybe are a bit unexpected to have stayed here this long are about to get chosen like right.
Wonder what the next choices are going to be too, because there's still so many good players out there. I really want to see Gusky do well. Gusky's been really showcasing their skill throughout this season of Collegiate on Columbia, and I expect big things from whichever team picks them up. So we'll see how that goes. But I believe we do have Hockey here in the background, so we'll be getting into Hockey's pick here. So we heard from your teammate Creams on the other end of things saying that they were wishing for you all to face off against them in the Swiss stage and that you would wish for them not to. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm kind of hoping I play Creams, you know, because I know I plays and it'll just like be a fun rivalry to play him in Swiss.
So that's the mentality Andy had as well. He was inviting. I feel like Creams was more ready to trash talk here. You ready to trash talk? Because, dude, I need somebody on here explosive at this point. Everybody's been so cordial. Do you have something for anybody in the draft, please?
I'll save it for the matches and it's like I'll let the playing do the talk. But I bet Eris will do some shit talking.
You guys are so nice. What is this?
This is what we like to
Eris
see.
will do some. Wait for Eris.
that is valid. Well, let's get your pick out of the way here, Hockey, for the first round of the draft. Who are you snagging?
I'm gonna take Process.
Oh, there we go. That's what we expected. Okay, do you have some thoughts on that? Questions, concerns?
You know what? The fast free list has finally been fulfilled a couple picks later than the original thought process was, but definitely a solid pick. And I'll be looking forward to seeing the Northwood on Northwood crime that goes down throughout the Swiss stages. I mean, between Oath and Sneal, who do you think is a little more intimidating of the two, respectively?
I think Zanil has like the pick closer to the middle, so he's gonna have like a more rounded team than Creams will. So I think his team will definitely be harder because Creams is gonna get one of like the bottom 3 players.
Oof, that is very true. Same for Elf, who's the second round of the draft as well. Cosmic, I mean, they got G-Man, but they also get the like 30-second pick, so we don't really know exactly how that's gonna go as well. So how do you feel about your spot in the draft here, Hockey?
I'm pretty happy with it because I'm surprised Process fell, but I get like a top 3 player in my opinion that I'm gonna get.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I have 2 people on my end on the way back, so hopefully they follow me. I'm confident about it.
Valid. Well, thank you for joining us, Hockey. We will see you in the second half.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I mean, solid pick so far. I mean, we didn't expect Process to fall that far, but it works for Hockey. I'm sure some of the other players that are available out there, these team captains are going to be very happy that they are the ones available to be snagged. So we'll see how that goes once we get into the next round of the draft afterwards. I'm really most curious on who the players that'll be remaining after the first round of the picks. But that's where it gets interesting because there's always a player that you're like, how did they get this far down? Or there's like, okay, everyone actually did their homework and chose all the best players, and we'll see who is remaining afterwards. So far, so good, I would say, for the most part, on all the picks from the captains, and they've really done their homework here, Kendo.
And I would agree, and you know what? I'm gonna do my own list. I'm not even gonna put it in our back-end production. I'm looking at potentially the next 3. It's not gonna surprise me. Wova, Zath, Gusky.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know necessarily in that order, but I feel like those are the names we're gonna be hearing very shortly.
Wova does apparently have better connection now, so that'll help. Oh, gosh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we got Eris coming up on the docket here. Audio only this time, so we won't be able to see their face, but that's okay. All we need to hear is the confirmations on who they think is going to be the best pick in this round next up. But with that, I mean, I don't believe we have Eris in here yet. If I don't hear, there we go. We do have Eris here. Welcome in, Eris, to the broadcast. So we heard from Hockey that you had some trash to talk a little bit about your opponents. Do you have any words of non-encouragement for the field out there?
Wait, what did Hockey say?
He said you might have some trash talk for us.
Like he said that like word for word?
No,
word
I
for
baited
word.
him into it.
Yeah,
I literally
Bass kinda
said.
baited him into it.
I literally said,
okay.
everybody's been too nice. I'd like somebody to trash talk. He volunteered
He
you.
said I would do it? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he volunteered
No,
you.
I
Would you do us the honors? Because so far everybody's been way too kind to each other.
Nah, I don't really have anything to say. I just like
Oh
when
my
I was done playing this.
That's
Why
fair.
are you all nice?
That's
I
fair.
thought collegiate players are supposed to like
It's okay.
attack each other. Like, why are you nice, bro?
It's okay, Eris. We're here for you. But we're also here to hear who your first round pick is. Who's it going to be?
It's gonna be Gusky.
Okay, solid. I mean, a great pickup. Kenda, you got any questions for Eris?
Are you surprised at all Gusky made it this far down? I know some might have thought he'd go earlier than this.
I'm surprised Melodic made it past him, or made it before him, but that's about the only one. Everybody else is around his level, I'd say.
Valid. Fair assessment, Eris. Well, thank you for joining us, and sorry to be baited by Hockey for the trash talk, but we appreciate
no
you
problem.
powering through it, and we'll see you in that second round of the draft.
All right, that sounds good.
You're gonna have to bear with me on this one, Pod, because I feel like we got a bit of backhanded trash talk at that point. Melodic is not gonna take the words that were given very easily. I'm not gonna say I'm in the head of Melodic, but I'm not taking that down.
Now, Melodic probably is going to feel like, oh, him and Gyro have to get that victory now against Eris and Gusky. And Eris and Gusky, just as a duo, is really... I mean, looking at the duos that we have currently, Cosmic and G-Man, really good. Oath and Brock, really good. Creams and Sauce, solid. Andy and Preston, really solid. Gyro and Melodic, that's kind of like an unorthodox team, you could say. Hockey and Process, really good. Eris and Gusky, also like an amazing roster. So like all of the duos that we're having for now have been amazing. And I hope that continues for the rest of the draft, just so that there's like solid foundation. Regardless of who people get as their third, if they have a good duo, it tends to be enough. And we've seen it happen in the early days of Collegiate Rocket League where it was enough. But let's get Zanil in here, and Bass, I'm going to let you do the introductions because good friends with the guy, but he's had some big shoes to fill recently with Northwood, and now he's done it pretty decently this past year.
I would agree. Zanil, we got you?
Yo, what's good, bruh?
There he is, my boy. How you been, sir? Well, first
I'm
off, I hope you're doing well. Hope that the summer's treated you well. It sounds like you're doing well in pretty much every league you're playing in right now. How does it feel to be probably one of the hottest prospects in the entire scene?
I'm feeling really good. I've just been focusing on myself, both IRL and in game, trying to improve on every aspect of my life, and it's been really successful so far.
That's how you do it. That's motivating for anyone. Improve on in-game and real life, and you'll make it far. That's what we see from Zanil. But with that, Zanil, who is going to be your first round draft pick?
Hey man, if you can't beat him, you gotta join him. I still have flashbacks from the regional 1 masterclass, or regional 2 masterclass. So I'm gonna go with Gababy.
I don't need flashbacks to that run. I remember casting that, man. I remember it well at this point here. And honestly, you know what? I respect that. Like you said, make your enemies your best friends at this point, and it's going to work out. I like the pick, Zanil.
It's a really solid one. Well, thank you, Zanil, for joining us. We'll let you get back to your self-improvement journey, and we'll see you in the second half.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Peace, guys.
Kendo, that is so motivating.
Oh, it is. It very much is. You love to hear about people who are doing exactly that, working on themselves, growing themselves. I think about the success of Zanil, the success of being brought on for Cloud9, what has been done at Northwood over the past couple seasons. And it's amazing to see the growth of some of these young people. And that's really what the collegiate space is all about. It is about growing oneself into a role towards the future. So it's brilliant to get to be a spectator in that, especially a glorified one who talks too much.
Well, we do have the next pick that came in the background here. Ga is not on the call, but did pick Wova for their draft pick, which does make sense from what we. No, yeah, I know, right? It's crazy to see. But I was kind of expecting Wova to go pretty soon here, even with the internet issues that we have seen. Now, still able to play in a better location with better ping helps them out a lot. So I think Wova is looking for a comeback, and Bundle Bash is the way to do that while we see if they make it into the top 6 with Boise. But hey,
you're thinking of Woozy, bro.
I'm thinking. I always mix them up. Yes.
I was like, I'm letting you go.
Oh,
I'm
no.
just waiting.
I always mix them up. Oh my gosh. W names.
The W
it's
names.
Okay. It's okay. But Wova has been doing really good. That's Ball State Wova. I mean, and Ga. I mean, this is the duo we expect to see, and that's what we want to see from them. But with that, after my mistake, let's clean things up here a bit and say this whole event has been brought to you by Progressive Insurance. It's easy to bundle your car and renters insurance at progressive.com. And with that, we do have 5 up ready. We heard from Andy earlier, the teammate. We also heard from the other top teams in the Collegiate Rocket League. Well, Akron's doing pretty decent. You guys just came hot off of a win against Davenport. How are you using that to motivate you going to Bundle Bash this weekend?
My car's feeling pretty good. Akron's playing good, so I'm excited, I'm just gonna play like having fun, Not gonna be
The way
too
to
worried.
do it.
To have fun meta, and we're gonna win.
Well, we love the have fun meta. We love how you've been playing. First off, welcome to Collegiate, by the way. You're probably my favorite signee of the summer so far because I didn't know what happened at this point. So thrilled to have you here. Thrilled to continue having you here, and thrilled to hear what your pick is. 5 up. Who you tanking in the 10th spot?
My pick is Milio. That's who I'm going with.
Ooh. That's a good one. He snuck 4 down. I didn't even. Wait, what?
And he's underrated. He's best player in the draft. So.
In the draft. Ooh, okay. I respect it. I mean, what was your preparation process like when coming into the draft to figure out who you wanted to snag for your team?
Milio was up there because obviously, he goes to Akron as well. So
yeah, that does help.
And then just based off who's already been taken, I mean, it was pretty easy.
Well, there we go. Makes it easy.
I'm going to ask one question just for the fun of it, all for giggles. Akron Blue, Akron Gold, or Akron Glue?
What is that? I don't even know what that means. Sorry.
No, he doesn't know about
I'm sorry. Okay, so the reason I asked that was due in part to the fact that Emilio would be part of Akron Gold. You, of course, Akron Blue. And then the combination of the two, the commentator group has come to know as Akron Glue. So like gold and then blue.
But also like
together.
working well together.
It's an amalgamation together.
There we go.
So
yeah.
I was just wondering, which one do you prefer?
Akron Glue, I gotta say.
There we go.
There we are.
We got the team name. Well, thank you, 5 up. Enough of our antics here, and we'll see you in the second round of the draft.
All right, thanks.
I'm sorry. Apparently, I derailed a train on that.
It's all good.
He's too young. He's new. He's got to new about the Akron
he doesn't know the lore.
At least he knows the lore of Melio the Gamer, a.k.a. Melio the Brick. It's definitely a character, both on the pitch and off the pitch.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that team does, but having the Akron synergy, I mean, we have some teams that do have synergy from different rosters like we were talking about before, so really curious to see how that develops for these squads. But even then, we do have more captains remaining in this draft. We still have Flitz, Knight, Noli, Diaz, Frosty, and Wavy, so still great captains that are out there. We have Flitz ready here, who's also been playing in that Shift Summer League, but now here to take part in the action for Bundle Bash. Flitz, how you feeling about the draft and what you have remaining to pick from so far?
I'm feeling kind of good. I didn't really know who exactly I was going to be left with. I think there's a very good amount of players, and I was very curious to see how I was going to, these drafts, they never go how you think they're going to go. But
True.
I had a few players picked out, And I've been looking at the list, and I'm feeling pretty confident for this pick. And then whenever my next one rolls around, I think we'll have a good team when it's all said and done.
Sweet.
Confidence way through here, and honestly, I kind of gotta. I just want to get your pick at this point because I'm noticing there might be a player familiar to you. Is that who you're going with? Or are you going with somebody else?
You know, I love where you're thinking, and he's gonna hate me, but I'm not picking Curry.
No.
Not yet. But I am picking someone who I'm familiar with, someone that, you know, I see him around the twos lobs. I know he's grinded. I know he's playing the game. The 6'8" demigod himself. Give me Luby.
Hey, there we go. Gusky called it out in chat as well. Would love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of players left, and, you know, as much as I'd love Curry, I can't pick him yet, and I'll let him yap at me and yell at me about it, but I like this pick. I like Luby. I like what he brings to the team, and I think I made the right choice here.
Do you think
is
he's
he
gonna
actually
be around
6'8"?
till next round?
No, he's not. He's not actually 6'8". Yeah, I just lied, but... and yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe Curry will be here for round 2. I mean, if he's available for round 2, I'll tell you right now, he's going to be the person I'm taking. He shouldn't be. He should be picked in these next like 6 picks or so. But if he is around, I will definitely be taking him.
Okay, so the opposite of what Too Fast said, where Too Fast got the option of Wova and still passed over him because he didn't want him. So
yeah,
okay, good to know.
and I'm grateful for that too, because I drafted Wova in that draft and we won the Bundle Bash because of it. So thank you, Too Fast. I want to say thank you. But.
Well, I guess final question here is, are you going to get number 2 here on the docket?
Well, I mean, look, man. I mean, I was very fortunate to win that first one, and then they had different captains. I think they had graduates for the second event, so I didn't have the chance to defend that title. But I'm back. I'm hungry. I'm ready for more. We're getting that second dub, baby.
There we go. Like to hear. Well, thank you for joining us, Splits. We'll see you in that second round, and hopefully Curry's still available for you.
Thank you.
No one ever takes their teammates. No one does it. The only person so far is Guh. And honestly, I get it, but like, bro, why does nobody want to play with their teammates?
Kendo
Really,
has some
though?
opinions.
Really? I mean, we just had we just had, I mean, technically 5-up in Melio. We talked about Akron Glue. There's 2
Adjacent.
straight. I get the feeling that we're going to see that pick maybe even contested in the second round. So storyline development, that might be the game plan. Who knows if it'll still be there.
We'll see. We'll see. But we got Knight ready in the call here to give us their opinions and how they think the draft's been going so far. Is your pick that you initially had in your mind, Knight, still available for the first round?
I didn't think he'd make it this far, but I know he's not the most liked person in the world, so that's probably why. But
I wonder who that could be.
I have my pick, but I just hope to play Ball State people because I'm not losing to any of those guys. I don't know how you have them above us in the rankings.
Declared.
That's crazy.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Well, who is that
above
pick that
Northwood
is going to do that?
Even more insane, but that's just insane. And they literally lost to West Virginia too, but you guys put them above them too.
Whoa, don't say you guys. I was the only one on that show, and I did not rank either of them above
I wasn't
Northwood.
on the show.
Okay, whatever. But that was just, I don't know what I was watching there. But I have my
You're
pick,
watching something.
and
who's your pick?
I'm a pick Zath.
There we go.
Zath go way back in the Xbox days.
So this is like the revenge arc then against Ball State. It sounds like.
Yeah. I just hope I play Guh and Wova and then 3-out Oath and get Brock and Swiss back to back.
Thank you.
Calling
Hey, can I just say how
out.
happy I am to finally hear Trash Talk? I've been waiting the entire draft
Yeah,
for
and they're
somebody
gonna
to call at least a team out.
They're
Finally.
gonna get second seed in East, and we're gonna get first seed, and we're gonna 4-0 them in the playoffs for sure.
Yes!
Let's go.
There we go.
4-1 maybe. We usually 4-1 two times in a row. We played them with Buddy twice. We've never lost with them. 4-1 both times,
Oh
and
my
you'll still
God.
put them above us.
There we go. I respect it.
Oh my god, I love
The
you, Knight.
confidence is amazing. Thank you, Knight, for joining us on the first round. We'll see you in the second.
See you later.
Oh my god.
That's what we asked for.
Dude, it's not just what we asked for. I can hear Seb somewhere in Canada just had a shudder go straight up his spine, and he has no idea why. Zero
You
clue
need to
why.
send him that clip.
Somebody send that clip, and then on top of he's probably having a sneezing fit that thinks it's allergies. No, we just got torched, quite literally, with no ability to defend himself.
Oh,
he didn't even get prompted. He just came in here and went, "I hate Ball State. I'm going to beat them." Like nobody even mentioned Ball State.
Oh, they're like, me and all my homies hate Ball State. It's all in good fun, by the way. No actual hate here. Collegiate Rocket League. It's not that serious, but we do have 4 more captains to go through for this first round of the draft. We have Noli here. Basketball, you can take us into this one.
Noli, my guy, how you doing, sir? Welcome back to Immortals Progressive Bundle Bash. How you feeling so far? You're the 13th pick, so you're gonna get 2 close picks. Are you you feeling good, or do you feel like a lot of the good picks have already been taken?
No, I mean, I don't think it matters. You know, they have me on the team, so we're gonna win anyway.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Yes, I've been waiting for people to talk. Everybody else has come in here like half confident, and then you and Knight go back to back, and y'all ready to win this thing. This is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, of course, I'm not gonna enter if I don't think I can win, right? But yeah, my players, I'm looking through right now, and I don't know. I'm not unsure. Yeah, I've come into very unprepared. I didn't really realize what players were in it.
Okay.
But I see a name that's very familiar. You know, I've lost to him many times, so I will go to his Twitter account, Zen.
Ooh.
Okay.
Love to see it. Love to see it. We were expecting Onezen to go so much sooner.
Personally, I think he's talented. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good. I'm getting some confidence behind my pick. I just saw the name. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. But I get a second pick, right?
Yes, you do get a second pick. Not yet, though. You'll have to wait till the next round of the draft. Okay. You still got a little bit.
You got like 4 picks, and then you come immediately back, though. So you're getting like 2 very close ranked picks. So you're gonna have a lot more of an evenly balanced team, which will be huge for you.
All right. Let me ask. You guys give me my second pick.
Oh no.
Oh, we can't say it. We'll have Bass DM you. That'll
last
be the
time
way
I
to
did
do
this,
it.
T-Bates literally called me out, bro. He hated me for this. I can't. I will probably get a DM from him if I tell you.
Okay.
All I'm saying is you got like 4 or 5 players on here that like immediately come to mind. My recommendation: go check 6-mans. A couple of these guys that are in here are still B+ or A rank. I mean that.
Yeah. Okay. I will go do that. Thank you for the tip. Appreciate it.
No worries. No worries. Regardless of who's remaining at the end, once we get back to you, we'll help you out a little bit there, just so you can narrow it down more. But thank you for joining us, Noli. We'll see you in that second half.
Thank you. I'll see you guys soon.
See ya.
trying to avoid any
we should have said Curry
services.
just to mess with Flitz.
Dude,
no.
I had like 3 or 4 picks I was about to tell him, and then I realized I was like, I am going to get in trouble if I do this again. I just go and check 6-mans, go and check RL Tracker. I promise you will find some of these guys on here at a very
I think
high
once
level.
it's still a pretty good pick, though, to be fair.
Oh, he's probably one of
really?
the best picks he could have taken at that point, in my opinion.
The rise of Oregon's been incredible, and Onezen plays such a huge role in that. They've been more than viable throughout Summer Series. Really integral to what success they've had.
Well, we do have the next pick coming in the background from Diaz. It is Manny that's going to be on their team, so I respect it, like to see it, and I think Manny is a pretty solid player, especially with all like the big wins that Bruton Parker College have been able to get, or Game 5 like finishes that they've had in this summer series and previous iterations too. I mean, Bruton Parker is always like a team that like you don't expect to do too well, and then gets like a random win. You're like, how do they do that? But then you remember it's Bruton Parker, and then you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
They're the new gatekeepers. They've taken over the Shawnee and the ISU stage that they had last time, because they've gotten some upset wins that are unbelievable. Like, they might have just screwed a couple of teams out of playoffs in summer series, like legitimately.
I would put Manny in the same category as Sauce, as somebody who, when they are on, are incredibly difficult to deal with. They are them when it comes down to who is on the pitch. So I like the pick. I feel like, especially with Diaz, that'll be a little bit synergistic as well. So,
well, we got the Snowman alumni here that we have Frosty, who's been doing amazing throughout this past season of RLCS and really making some waves. Well, Frosty, welcome in to the broadcast for the Most Progressive Bundle Bash. How's it feel to be here playing as a captain on this competition, and what has your preparation been like going into this event?
I haven't really prepared. I was hoping to choose Zen, but Noli actually chose Zen, so I don't know.
Was there a reason behind that? Are you like?
Well, Zen's the
you
world
just
champ.
know of one Zen or?
No,
he's
this is
just
a
the world
different
champ,
Zen.
though. No.
Okay, I see you.
It's a different Zen.
Do you have another pick in case here? Do you got a backup?
Yeah. Frostbite is the backup.
There we go. Keeping the snow theme. I like it.
Is it just because of that?
Yeah, pretty much.
That means you have to get wildfire on the other way back, so you have fire and ice, and then that's the theme. Oh gosh. Well, Frosty, we're not going to take too much of your time because we'll hear from you in moments after this, once we come back from the break in just a little bit. But thank you for joining us for the first round. We'll see you in that second half, man.
Oh, VOD. If we end up seeing that borderline force fed pick come after the break.
Hey, Wildfire's a good player.
Yes, Wildfire's a good player, but this is orchestrating. This is scripting, my friend.
It's fine. Still, I mean,
I'm not defending him.
Thinking Onsen was Zen is just the greatest thing ever. I wish Onsen was available for that realization to happen.
Better than Zen. It's one Zen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the one. Never mind.
The one Zen you need. That's all.
The only Zen you need.
I'm not clapping for either of y'all. A please clap moment, and it's not happening.
No, we don't need any applause. More boos than anything else, but still. Plenty of applause needed, though, for Wavy, who is joining us here. Just came off of, like, a show match win, I believe, recently, too. So, like, winning everything out there. Yeah. Looking for another victory. I mean, you got 2 picks back-to-back, so we have some time to delineate on this. But, Wavy, how's it feel to be such a superstar in ones, but now here in the Bundle Bash scene, looking to make some waves yourself?
I mean, it's really nice. I mean, I play in a lot of show matches. We all know this. I play in all the tourneys I can find. I mean, all practice experience, and I get that bread up. So, I mean, who can complain?
There you go.
But, I'm really excited to be playing in this Bundle Bash. I've watched a few. They all look really fun. And then I prepped so hard for this draft. I spent probably like 2-3 hours ranking every player, getting a list. So I am locked in. I spent the last 5 minutes, like, going up and down, jumping for joy because of one of the players that has managed to come this far down on the list. I'm so happy.
I feel like I know who he's about to pick.
Okay, I wanted to ask the question, was there somebody you are surprised that has made it this far down?
There we go.
I get the feeling we're going to find out who it is very shortly.
I've been jumping. Should I say it? Should I say it now, or do I show it?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Go ahead.
I've been jumping up and down for joy in my chair for Curry over here.
What? Let's go.
You know, Flitz is furious with you now. I hope you understand.
Insane
like
sleeper,
he was so close.
Insane sleeper. Alright.
Respect it.
My other pick has been, I've been deciding, I've asked like 15 people for their opinions. I've been deciding over like for the last like 10 minutes of like thinking.
Okay.
And it was between 2 players. I'm going to end up picking Gavilon with my 17th pick.
Okay.
Like it. I like it.
Why Gav? What's the reason for that one? I'm curious.
I mean, I see Gav in my rank 2s lobbies a lot of the time, and then he hits like a flip resetter too, so I'm like, oh my god, he's LeBron.
Is it the same mentality for Curry, or was there maybe a little bit of malicious picking, knowing that Blitz may or may not be thinking about Curry down the line?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I've won. I knew that like. I didn't expect Curry to fall down this like much. I expected Curry to go like maybe 11th, maybe 12th. So like, I was really happy to see him get over here. So when I saw the opportunity, I'm like, there's no way I can pass it up. I don't care who else wants him. He's mine.
There
This
we
is what
go.
I've been looking for. This is what I want. You have not only come in prepped, but you are straight up out here like, I don't care how many of you are mad at this. Mold, go ahead. I'm ready to win. I love it.
I'm winning. No, if you see me in Swiss stage or bracket, you're losing. Just like be aware.
Yes!
Speaking of that, your first round opponent in the Swiss stage is going to be Cosmic and G-Man. How does that feel with this roster you've got?
I get to play Cosmic for the 500th time in the world. I play Cosmic in everything and more. It's insane.
Like the
And
two,
I never
like
lose, so we're keeping that up.
It's the two grinders going up against each other in the first round, bro. I swear, you guys are in every tournament I see on Liquipedia.
Oh, G-Man saying you're starting 0-1.
Oh, okay. Ironic. Well, I'm starting 1-0.
Oh my god, I'm so
There
ready.
we
I'm
go.
so ready
There we
for
go.
tomorrow.
G-Man, you couldn't beat me in 6 fans, can't beat me in RLCS. It's not changing yet, bro. Like, be ready.
Let's go.
Thank you, Wavy. I've been waiting all day for this.
I'll bring the
Love it.
content. I'll bring the content.
Oh gosh. Well, speaking of that, Wavy, thank you for joining us for the Captain's Draft. Any final thoughts and shoutouts that you have before we send you away to get ready for Swiss Stage tomorrow?
Shout out to... Wait, I'm on the wrong side of my shirt. Shout out to TSM. Yeah, it took me a bit, but there we go. Also, if I play Creams or Hockey, they're getting swept. Just want to put that out there.
There we go.
Not losing to my teammates.
Hey, that's what Cream said as well, so great to hear it.
Love it.
Thank you for joining us, Wavy. We'll see you tomorrow on the
Anytime,
pitch.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Okay. I have one thing to interject. I have one thing to interject. We never got a straight answer on whether or not Curry had a little bit of a malicious pick. The fact is, Wavy called out. I thought that Curry was going to go, 11th or 12th pick. The 11th pick was Flitz.
Oh, man.
Coincidence?
Oh, man.
I think not. Go to break.
Expected them to... Yeah, let's just go to break. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
Okay, when you turn around, you're gonna see some more.
You have a turkey and cheese.
Let's imagine that LL Cool J has a bubble around him. Do we want to be
Hey, I'm
inside?
Keith.
There are some situations that young homeowners turning into their parents just can't handle.
Yep, there he is. There's my nephew. Now, I got a video of him playing piano.
That's not how you take a selfie.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
3, 2, 1.
We don't need a countdown. Just take the picture.
Flicking the ball is a very important fundamental skill within Rocket League. It allows you to quickly move the ball past your opponents at high speed without having to hit the ball with your car moving quickly. There are many ways to flick the ball, and it's useful especially in 1v1 situations. From side flip flicks to the classic musty flick, certain flicks range in different levels of difficulty. Here are the basics to have you flicking the ball in no time. Get the ball on top of your car. You want to be comfortable dribbling and moving with the ball in your car before learning flicks. Make sure that the car and the ball are moving at the same speed. Position the ball on the front third of your car, right around the windshield area, so you can maintain speed without losing the ball. Jump while tilting forward, then do a forward front flip. This will launch the ball off the top of your car in the direction you flip. Once you have the basic forward flicks down, you can begin to learn side flicks and other useful flicks to pass defenders and send the ball downfield. Fake flicks are also very useful to juke defenders in 1v1 situations. The possibilities are endless, which makes the flick one of the most important mechanics in Rocket League. So load up a free play and get to work.
Falling faster, I try to ignore. I see you, I see you.
been called out by Wavy, and he is coming in with a vengeance. Any tournament he participates in, he is ready to win it, and I'm excited to see how that goes in that first round of Swiss stage tomorrow. But we got to get through the second round of the draft, starting with Frosty, who had to wait a little bit of some time for the break for us to have a bit of a breather before we get into this pick. And Frosty, are you with us, sir?
Yeah.
There we go. So Frosty, unfortunately, we don't have any ability to do trades currently. I know it's unfortunate, but I mean, Kendo had a great question for you on that.
I gotta ask. You asked about trades in the chat. If you could trade Frostbite for someone, who would it be and why?
For Zen, because he's the world champion. Yeah.
Oh, well, unfortunately, as we mentioned before, no trades available. So who is your second pick that you're eyeing here? Do you need some help from our casters here?
I don't know who's available.
Okay, well, we got you here. We'll have it up on the screen for just a second. So as you can see, Bubs, Sino, Dev, Duckworth, all the ones in white are still available there. I mean, Ass probably has some pretty decent suggestions for you. Profile. See, there we go. We were waiting for it.
Did you say profile?
I take a profile. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I was wondering, man. Are you aware of profile and like who he is before? Because I feel like a lot of people have kind of slept on him or are unaware. Do you know the dude, or just kind of like random pick?
I've had him in a few twos lobbies, so.
There we go. Perfect.
Two seems to be the ranking like thing here. I feel like every pro we've spoken to so far, it's
how
like
you get recognized.
Heavy.
Play twos.
Fair play.
Oh, Frosty, your first round opponent that you're going to be having tomorrow, just to keep you up to speed with that too, is going to be Team Oath, and that is the roster of Oath and Brock currently. Don't know who their third is yet. How you feel about your odds in that first round matchup in Swiss?
Should be pretty easy.
There we go. There we go. Love to hear it. Well, thank you, Frosty, for joining us. Good luck with Frostbite and a profile in that Swiss stage tomorrow. Man, a few words.
Outro.
And he's out.
I cannot thank
We
Flitz
literally
enough.
were talking about this profile. Why did they go this low? And then they finally got picked, like, immediately.
I will say there's still a couple of players on here who I am relatively surprised
It's a really
to
good
see
draft
on this list. It is a very even draft. I don't feel like we have as many players that are just like very clearly bottom of this table at this point, but I don't know, man. There's like 2 or 3 that I'm just kind of baffled that there's.
Kendo, you're gonna be sad by this pick that came out, it not being the person that you were hoping it would be.
Oh no, but it doesn't surprise me. I had mentioned. I tend to have a mind for conspiracy theories, as we all saw just before the break. But 5UP had a hat that said duck on it. Problem? Well, there may be, because my understanding is Diaz has got Duckworth.
Yep. Diaz picking Duckworth for their final pick of the draft. So that'll be Diaz, Manny, and Duckworth, and they will be facing off against Cream's roster of Cream, Sauce, and whoever their third is going to be. I mean, Bass, I know. That's going to be a tough matchup regardless.
I'm going to, usually it's you two that are making all the puns in the world here. How did neither of us recognize that it's Cream and Sauce on the same team at this point? How, nobody picked up that, we're this far into the draft and now that pun gets made?
Did
they pick up Pasta as a third? Like, what's happening?
I'm not sure if you've ever had some duck sauce, but it is quite delicious for your delicatessen tongue.
Well, there we go. We have Duckworth on that roster with Diaz and Manny. Now we'll be hearing from Noli in just mere moments on who they think is going to be the pick for them. I mean, there's so many different options here, and I believe we do have Noli in the call, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome back, Noli. Did you have some time to talk to your teammate on who you should be looking forward to in the second draft?
Nah, I got egoed. He didn't reply to me. I guess Zen's.
Oh
Zen's
no!
Too big. You know what? Nah, it's okay. It's okay. Look, he's offline.
He just appeared in the chat saying he got picked already. So.
I don't think Onezen even knew at this point. He might be able to throw you a last-second pick here. If you give him a couple seconds, he might start screaming at you for somebody to grab.
Yeah. No, he got me. All right, Zen. Who am I picking? This one's up to you.
Oh no!
We got oh no's in the chat, everybody.
No, oh no, come on. You're my teammate. I trust you.
We're waiting on a Onesen.
Onesen, we gotta see. Come on, man.
This is the most peer pressure of all time. We are live, folks, and Onesen coming in with a pick via chat.
He's got it. I believe in him.
He doesn't know these people, apparently.
Play in this league. You have to.
All
Come
right,
on, one.
Okay,
Wait,
then,
bro.
all right, then maybe I might not leave it up to Onesen.
Do you need some suggestions from us? Yes, Bass, you got a decent list?
Like,
all right.
There's some names that I know, and I'm like, maybe I could go with them, but I want to be reaffirmed.
Run some names by me. I'm happy to bounce. Well, who are you looking at?
Sino, Lich, Zora, Kalos, Gamma. They're the few names.
All I'm gonna say is the guy you just mentioned, the first one on the list here in Sino, is one of the newer additions to the Collegiate Rocket League space. His team just 3-0'd Ole Miss. That is Lunar, Stealth, and C-Money's team.
All right,
I think he's pretty good. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I've heard enough. Sino, it's done deal.
There we go.
Sino, Sen. It's time.
There we go. That's gonna be the team to take it all. And looking at your first round matchup that you have here, Noli, you're gonna be facing off against Team Andy, which is Andy and Preston with a third. How you feeling about your odds in that first round?
Doesn't matter. It's free. Nah,
free. There we go.
Honestly, Andy's incredible. His team is my sleeper pick for the season. So yeah, I'm excited to play them. Whoever their third is, I'm sure it'll be a good match.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you on the field tomorrow, Noli. Thank you for joining us, and best of luck.
Thank you very much. Have a good.
Awesome.
Honestly, for coming in being like, I'm not exactly sure, I want to leave it up to the next person, he might have gotten the best pick out of that possible. Like, that is genuinely one of the ones we were looking at going, how is he still here?
It's a solid squad.
I mean, at the same time, we got Bubs in the chat kind of doing a little belated flirting with Nolly. It never went down. Fam, you need to get in the chat earlier. Bat your eyes a little more. Like, it might have been able to get on that team. Oh, no!
Nolly's saying my bad, Bubs.
Look at the chat! Look at the chat!
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, no, it's a missed connection.
Before we get into this next one, apparently Akron Gold just lost to ISU, which is like, what? I just have to put that out there in a game 5.
That more or less locks Ole Miss for top 6 then, because Akron was really the only other team that had a shot besides
possibly
EPC, the player that literally just got picked. So
crazy. Regardless, though, back to the actual action here. We do have Knight back with us, saying that they're going to take down Ball State. I'm curious on what their thoughts are about the rest of the rosters that have been filled out so far. So, Knight, how are you feeling about the competition with the completed team so far?
I mean, this draft was like top heavy, and then it kind of like fell down. I mean, this bottom half isn't like the greatest, I can't lie. But there's one player that people don't know who he is, that I know who he is, because I did some research, and he used to be really good. I don't know if he plays the game too much anymore, but I know who I'm picking.
Okay. Who's it gonna be?
Well,
I got it up.
This guy used to be like really good in B+ like 3 years ago, and like almost A, and I played with him a lot. Dev. His name used to be,
it.
His name was 2K, and like him and Alec like were like the duo in my 2's games.
Bro,
too.
that is
a throwback.
Deep cut. Yeah, I'm impressed.
Yeah, nah, I don't know how much he plays, but I know he's better than all these other players. So I think I got
born
the right
in
pick.
Canada too. Interesting. Like to see it. Apparently wrong dev according to the chat though.
Oh.
Oh, wait. His like thing is 2100. And I looked at his Steam.
My chat's saying it's wrong.
I'm trying to figure this out now because I don't know if I believe chat.
Can I do a repick here?
I mean, I would say it's fine. We'll have to hear from production.
We haven't moved on.
We haven't moved on yet. We haven't moved on yet.
Who is Dev then? Who is 2100 as a Dev?
Wait, you're saying he's still like his current elo is 2100?
Well, that's what it says on the thing. It says 20. Well, no, he's like 1700. I can't lie.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I think Dev was just trolling with their MMR there.
Oh, so
Dev, don't do that.
No, that don't count. That don't count. Let me repick, please. I'm begging.
We're getting the final word from
that's not
production in the
real.
background here.
We're getting a rule in here. We're gonna find out if you
to.
technically get it.
I got lied to.
It is allowed.
Okay, it's allowed. You're allowed to change.
Okay, my teammate is spamming me. This guy Zath is spamming me.
Who's he saying to go for?
To pick Wildfire. That's
There
what
we
he's
go.
telling me.
That is someone who used to play a lot but hasn't played
So this-
recently that we thought you were talking about originally.
You're telling me this person lied about their MMR on the sheet here?
I don't. To be honest, I don't actually
but
know.
no, check this
What's his tracker? Yeah, what's his tracker?
I checked his Discord and then looked at his Steam. I swear it was like a good player, but I mean, there might be good still, but it's not the person I'm thinking of. And
We're pulling things up in the
It
background
does
right
say
now.
season 16, 2100. So
Yeah, no, I know. He had 2100 before, but this guy, like a dev I played with like in B+ years ago.
Yeah,
So, I don't know.
I want to say this dev is only a plat 1 in Snow Day with a MMR of 666.
Okay, well, I think I'm like
I think you're
golden
dodging
Snow
a bullet
Day.
here, my friend.
I'm like Golden Snow Day, so I don't think that's a problem, brother.
You know, I tried to make content, everybody.
It's okay. Well,
Actually, wait. It says he's from Canada and he's Plat and Snow Day. I don't think that's a good sign.
Exactly.
Passion.
Exactly.
The hockey passion.
Oh man.
All right,
Well,
maybe
speaking
it's
of
good.
Canada,
All right,
Wildfire is also from Canada, so he's going to be a great player on this roster.
He's probably not Plat and whatever Snow Day or whatever. So I think we're good. I don't think I've ever played Snow Day in my life.
Oh gosh. Well, thank you for joining us, Knight. Final question before we send you away. Your first round matchup is going to be against Team Gyro, which is Gyro and Melodic. That's Zaf's teammate, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yeah.
So how do you feel that series is going to go?
Well, I seen Gyro talking to Twitch chat asking someone who to pick, and I guess that person told him Melodic. I think Melodic kind of like trolls, so like I don't even think he's really gonna be trying. So I think we got it. And also like I got a repick, so I'm kind of cheating, but we're good. I think we'll win.
There we go. There we go. Well, thank you, Knight, for joining us. We'll see you in the game tomorrow.
All right, see you. Thank you. Bye.
And
Have we gotten that? Has that ever happened? Have we had a person back out on their pick mid-pick?
That's the first time.
That's a first.
That's a first.
But two, I tried to give some valid information, and it was completely rejected.
Well, no, eventually, once we realized both picks were
feel.
Canadian, you know, it was a good, it was
Dev
good in
needs some
retrospect, the
respect.
Canadian aspect, you know.
Like,
I feel like if you're Canadian, you automatically have to be at least, like, I don't know, champ in Snow Day, and if you're not,
exactly.
we take away your Canadian citizenship. Like, I'm
Like,
just gonna
if
be real.
If you're running lower than I am in Snow Day, that's a problem. Like,
Oh gosh. Well,
we need a queue together, brother.
we do have Flitz coming back up in just a sec, and I know he's going to be a bit upset that Curry was taken by Wavy. So we do have Flitz on the docket here. And Flitz, how are you feeling, buddy? We're checking in on you after Curry was stolen by Wavy.
I mean, look, Curry should, in no world should he fall to me, but I feel like people don't respect his game. So I thought he might. My strategy didn't quite work this time, but I'm glad he went to a good team at least. I messed with Wavy, and I think Curry got a good team.
And I was hoping you'd come back in here with more, like, you inspired everybody else after you to trash talk like crazy, and you're out here like, nah, I get it, Wavy, he's a good player. Like, oh,
No, I mean, look, if anyone's gonna pick Curry, you know, it's got to be my dog Wavy, right? I think he made a good pick, so I'm happy for Curry. I mean, he's still gonna lose to us, but I'm happy for him.
Okay, they're good enough. I'll take
Well,
that
you
because
should
he's
see
in
the
chat
chat,
right now.
though.
He is literally like laughing at you, bro. He's out here instigating. He's continuing to instigate.
I mean, he gets to get all he wants. He's still a second round exit. I don't know, but it's all good. He might not even make it past Swiss. Like, I'm not too sure. But, you know, we got a long tourney ahead of us. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Oh
God, yes. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Well, who is going to be your second round pick here without Curry on the board?
Yeah, you know, without Curry, it was tough, but we're going to have to bring home Bubs. Welcome to the team.
Finally.
There it is. I was waiting for it. Yep.
Yeah.
Any reason for Bubs? Just
you know, I was a little familiar with his game, and the rest of the board I wasn't. So, and I also did a little bit of research, and you know, he's looking good. And I just, had some people in my ear telling me, hey, man, this Bubs guy, I'm telling you, bro, he's a good pick. And I was like, I was already leaning towards him. But then everyone else telling me as well kind of just assured it. So that's kind of where my head is in all this.
So Flitz, Luby, and Bubs. Milio in the chat upset that you took Bubs because they wanted them.
No, I don't blame him. I mean, I just built the best roster in this entire event. So, I mean, we'll see soon enough once we bring home the trophy.
Oh, 5UP definitely wanted Bubs based on the
That's
screenshot
Milio's
we got
teammate.
sent.
Yeah, they're upset. They are upset.
That hurts.
Playing spoiler, love to see it. Well, your first round matchup that you're going to be having in Swiss here is also going to be facing off against Team Hockey, and right now they have Process as their second teammate. How you feeling that series is going to go?
Well, I mean, Hockey, if I'm not mistaken, is the 6th pick. I'm looking at it now. I don't know exactly who his third's going to be, but I just think my team's going to be a lot more well-rounded than his. And that's no diss to whoever he gets. I think Bubs and Luby is such a strong first and second round pick that I have there. And then I think with me just rounding everything together, I really do think, not even just saying this for the content, I think we're probably the best team here right now.
There we go. Bubs, Flitz, Luby on the roster. We'll see how you guys do here. But thank you for joining us, Flitz. We'll see you in the Bundle Bash this weekend. Appreciate it. Oh, gosh.
These are really well-rounded squads this time.
It really is.
Super weird. Usually we get to the second round, and I'm like, and every pick right now is still very solid. Bubs is B+, I'm pretty sure.
Bubs is really good.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Flitz squad is a top 3 squad. For sure.
Yeah.
And that just says more about Flitz than anyone else, in my opinion. Luby and Bubs are definitely solid, but every time I see Flitz in Bundle Bash play, it's to the point where I have to respect the name. Top 4, definitely.
Well, we do have 5UP here who is unfortunately having to grieve after that pick came through for Flitz. I mean, how does it feel? It seems like you and Milio were wanting Bubs to be on your roster. Does that thwart your plans for the second round?
Yeah, I was definitely looking at Bubs. Now they took him. It's no big deal. I had a backup. This is what, people who are this prepared, we always have a backup. So I'm not worried. That reaction, I was just teasing, messing around there.
Is there multiple backups, or was there just one singular one? I need to know how good the preparation is. Is there a backup plan to the backup plan?
Nope, no backup to the backup.
Okay.
Do you need a backup to the backup, or are you ready to go?
No, I'm ready to go. I got him.
Okay.
I got him.
And who is it? Let's know.
My pick is Luigi. The GOAT.
Okay, is it because of Mario and Luigi? Is that what it is? Because it feels like Milio was saying that.
No, I've known Luigi. I used to play a good bit of hoops. I remember that was his main game mode, and I also saw, on the sheet he said top 5 in hoops. So, and also I'm sure Go wanted him. I don't want that Ball State chemistry, so I'm keeping him out of there as well.
Oh yeah, that is so smart. Actually, they could have had a full Ball State roster if you didn't do that, and nobody was planning for that.
No, I can't let that happen. Definitely cannot let that happen.
Smart. Very smart. Well, 5UP, talking about your match that you have going into the first round of the draft, or of the Swiss stage, tomorrow. You're going to be facing off against Team Eris, which is Eris and Gusky currently. Don't know the third just yet. Thoughts, preparations, and prayers maybe for that first round matchup?
I'll probably message Eris before the match starts, and I'll talk a bit of trash, tell him he's bad, and then we're just gonna 3-0, just like that. Just that it.
There we go.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, 5UP. We will see you in at that Swiss stage tomorrow. Looking forward to the 3-0.
All right, thanks. Good night.
Definitely have to bring that up when Eris comes back around, but wow.
Yeah, we are getting our fair share of trash talk on the way back. Although some prefer to be kind still. I see Bass, the chaos merchanting has worked fairly well.
I'm happy. I'm very excited. Everybody's just kind of going at each other's throats at this point, and that's everything I wanted at this point. I will say, Bubs is in chat out here like I'm B. I swear he was B+ at a certain point. So I think we're finally, and I might be incorrect on this, out of all the players that are recognizable through 6-mans at this point. So at this, from here on out, it's basically how much ball knowledge do you have? If you know these players, who are you taking out of them and why?
Ooh.
Interesting pick coming up here. Random Shy snagged by Ga. So Ga, Wova, and Random Shy for this roster here. Bass, what are your thoughts?
I don't hate that. I really do think Random Shy has been one of the more slept-on players throughout the last year or so. He was a transfer from Fisher, and now he goes to, I think, UTA, if I'm not mistaken. And when he's on, he's very good. So I've got no issues with this pick in any capacity.
You got a perfect screenshot of you, Bass, like plotting.
I'm out here stirring the pot, brother.
Dr. Evil, what can we say?
I'm ready. Jeffing it up.
Gosh.
Let's go.
But yeah, weren't able to just snag Luigi on that one. So I think it's still a really solid pickup for Team Ga. But we have Zanil here back in this iteration of Bundle Bash, and now getting to see what their second round thoughts are going to be. Zanil, are the pickings slim, or do you still have hope for your rounding out of your roster?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. The pickings are slim. I had to do a lot of research. Like there were like 5 people going into this pick that I need to get some background information from. But we have the pick.
Okay. I'm very curious to know, as you've gone through, is there maybe a couple of notable people that you might have played with on this list, or is this all just notes and research?
This is fully notes, and I don't think I've played with any of these people, besides maybe Kalos. But outside of everyone else, no.
That's valid. That's valid.
I'm interested to know, who is it going to be? Who's rounding out?
I've heard good things about this person. I'm gonna put my trust and my faith in them, and we're gonna go with Super Big Steve.
Hey, love it. Love the Super Big Steve pickup. I mean, they've been doing really decent on their team throughout Summer Series. That's a really big grab here as well.
Yeah. No, we're confident going into this.
Well, I mean, you guys have got yourselves a pretty interesting draft ahead, and at this point, first time we came through, there wasn't a lot of trash talk. Now it sounds like pretty much everybody's trash talking each other on the Northwood roster. You got a response to that, or are we still coming in with this one, very calm and collected?
I mean, the thing is, right, like, I'm pretty sure I won the last Bundle Bash that they did for pros, so, like, I'm gonna try and just keep going, win the next one. We'll see how it goes, but I don't know. If I play Hockey or Creams, I'm gonna win. That's all I know, but we'll take it one series at a time.
So the Hockey or Creams, definitely a desire. Is there any other teams that you were looking forward to potentially matching up with?
Yeah, no, I need to play Flitz. I need to take Flitz down. He's my arch nemesis right now.
Another former winner of Bundle Bash saying that they're going to come back for the victory. Love to see the rivalry developing there as well. Your first round matchup, though, is going to be facing off against Ga, Wova, and Random Shy. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
The Ball State chem is concerning. I've been humbled this week by Ball State, but we learn from it. You learn from every loss, and we'll win. We'll win. I can tell you that.
There we go. There we go. A lot of eyes on Ball State with targets on their backs, it seems, throughout this Bundle Bash iteration. Well, any final thoughts and shoutouts from you, Zanil, before we send you away?
Just want to say, Flitz, don't catch me in Swiss, bro.
Ooh. There we go. There we go. Thank you for joining us, Zadil. We will see you in the Swiss stage with great interest tomorrow.
See you guys.
What a great quote, too. We learn from every loss and we'll win. Zanil. Someone needs to put that on a t-shirt.
It's about right for both him and also that Northwood squad. That is what it is. Northwood takes like one loss a year, and then they go, all right, well, that annoyed us. We're never doing that again.
I'm loving the chat interactivity. Emilio calling out Luigi the up. I've always enjoyed a little bit of a
Is that because 5UP also has up, so they're just combining like Milio the gamer and 5UP to make like Luigi have their own name, or is that the team name?
I think that's the team name.
Luigi
that's
the up.
pretty stinking good, dude. I love it.
Oh gosh. Well, we got Eris in here, and I'm sure they want to fire back on 5UP, who said they were going to 3-0 you in the Swiss stage first round tomorrow. What are your thoughts on that?
I honestly don't really care if 5UP says if he thinks he's going to 3-0 me, he can 3-0 me.
Okay.
Wait.
Wait.
You're okay with him saying 3-0?
Well, he's my teammate, you know, it's just like friendly banter. Like, he's like a harmless player. He's not really like very threatening on the field, so.
This is the nicest way I've ever heard somebody call somebody else trash, and I love it. That was awesome. Well played, Eris. Look, man, I'm gonna keep this very, very straightforward. You've only got a couple of picks left. Do you have anybody you've got your eyes on at this point, or is it just kind of throwing a dart at the board?
I actually just went straight to the person I first picked, Gusky, and just asked him who he wanted, and then I let him pick for me.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, who is Gusky picking for you?
he's picking Zora.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That makes sense. This makes sense. That's a solid pickup too with Zora there from UTD. Really has had some decent performances throughout this season. Not the best for the team state, but they've still been keeping their team involved in that action. So that's a very solid squad for you guys to round out there. Eris, Gusky, and Zora for those tuning in and didn't see the first round of the draft there. And any other teams that you're really looking forward to facing off against in either the Swiss stage or the playoff bracket?
I think anybody really. Like, I think it's all like good teams, good players. It should be fun.
Solid.
Do you have any predictions for your team? Are you all going to go all the way, or do you feel like there may or may not be hard times ahead, ones that may require insurance?
Last time I played this, I think I went I did awfully because I was just streaming the whole time and just we were kind of fucking around. But I don't think we'll do terribly as bad as last time, but I think we'll get some good wins, good matches, close games. I don't know about all the way or anything though. That's some pretty good teams in here.
Well, thank you for joining us, Eris. We will see you on the field tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. We got to hear from Eris, feeling confident, not really needing too much to worry about. Gonna focus in on the competition at this time and talking trash to their teammate a little bit there. So again, we still have a couple more captains to go in the draft. Hockey, Gyro, Andy, Creams, Oath, and then Cosmic will get whoever's remaining. But looking at the players that are still available on this list as well, we got Dev, Gamma, Kalos, Lich, Mitch, and Nando, and I think that's it actually. Yeah, so still decent players. I mean, who are we feeling is going to be the next one to go here, Bass?
I kind of feel like it might be Nando. Either that, or if you got some ball knowledge here, I feel like you also have an idea of who Gamma is. Also a very talented player. I really don't feel like there are any bad picks left. A lot of the players that are left here are about the same level, but again, that's kind of what's expected, with the players that are basically drafting other pros in the first couple of rounds. Now they get some more of the middle down players for the end of it.
We'll have to see what Hockey thinks of the remaining players here on the list. And Hockey, I mean, slim pickings, or you still have hope for your third player on your team, but second pick into this draft?
Definitely slim pickings. The two players I thought would fall to me got taken away before, so now I don't really know who to take. I'm talking to Process right now.
Process got any ideas? He got something for you, or he's still also trying to figure it out?
Nah, Process gave me a good recommendation, so I think we got our pick.
I do want to ask, just before we hear the pick, who are the two that you thought would fall to you?
Super Big Steve is one, and then one Zen. But I guess one Zen, just everyone knows him now.
Valid. Frosty was really upset with him going so soon, but even then, who is going to be your second pick in the draft here?
We're going to take Dev. And yes, I know it's not Dev 2K.
But they did have.
He's still in chat saying he was at one point.
He was 2100 and was B+ at one point. So still has a similar kind of history, just not the exact same Dev. So we respect it. But looking forward though, Flitz said he was going to win this whole thing, but you pay some first round. Are you going to take him down there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think I've lost to Flitz in a tournament in a while now, so definitely gonna take him down.
Got him.
any other teams that you're looking forward to potentially playing? I know it's always fun to have a mixer type tournament like this, but potential grudge matches you'd like to settle over a bundle bash.
Definitely just like my teammates, Cream's, Wavy. I think Wavy's got a pretty strong team having the 16th pick. So I think that's gonna be like one of the toughest matches. And then Cream's obviously, I want to play him and beat him. So it'll be fun. You got Creams in 3 picks from now. It's Gyro, Andy, and then Creams. Any words for him as he takes the 3rd to last pick? Just gotta hope you make the right decision, Creams.
There we go. There we go. Got to make the right decision. Well, thank you, Hockey, for joining us, and good luck in Bundle Bash, this iteration of it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, just want to remind you all before we get into these final picks as well, this whole event, the Morals Progressive Bundle Bash, is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your home and auto, save when you bundle, and get a quote at progressive.com. And I actually recently got a quote for my dad's business, so shout out to Progressive. That isn't an ad for that bit. Made me remember because I've been working so many of these, so it worked out. But with that, though, we still have a couple more to go, and I still feel like all these players have a chance. And Gyro auto pick is Mitch here. Hidden ball knowledge on Mitch here. Trust we got a sleeper, apparently, is a quote from Gyro.
I'm a little sad we don't get to have Gyro on here because usually he's got some flair on the camera that I always appreciate. But I will say, not a bad pick in Mitch. That is actually a pretty good. For what's left of the pack, that's a solid pick.
So I'm really curious, and I want to try to stoke a little bit of discussion because we did have Hockey say, "Hey, you better make the right decision, Creeps." If we actually drafted out the rest of this, what was the
right decision?
What is the order with which we would draft it, and then what is the right decision if you're Cream?
I don't feel like there's a wrong decision at this point.
I don't think there is either. I feel like, I mean, with only 4 players left, I don't really think any of these players are going to do bad. Again, all 4 of these players made it into CCA Summer Series this year on main rosters too. None of these guys are subs. These are all players who are playing at this point, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct. Other than Kalos. Kalos is on GVSU, so didn't quite make it, but still.
Yeah, you're right.
Still is close.
I'm going to add a little bit of spice. I think Kalos is the one that Creams will pick. And I feel like an underrated pick might end up being the Mr. Irrelevant of this, but I've also been enjoying the rise of Grand Valley State University. They've been trying to raise themselves up in the world. I actually do a little bit of the work for the conference that they were formerly in. So it's fun to actually start seeing Grand Valley State, especially in things like Summer Series qualifiers and everything.
Third down. And I actually do think that Kalos will benefit from the fact that he's not actually in Summer Series here. Yeah. Which means some teams might not be as familiar. If you don't know about his game, he does have game. I promise you.
100%.
Well, we'll have to see what the next pick is going to be here for Andy coming back on. So I'm very curious to see Andy. I mean, your teammates feeling pretty confident with their pick so far. How are you feeling about how they have done in the draft up to this point?
I think they've done decent, but we'll have to see on the field before we make any decisions. So
it's valid. That's valid. What is your decision? Yeah, do you have a decision?
You got one in mind, or we still need a little time here? Because there's only a handful left, but you know.
Yeah, so I can't lie, I do not know ball. So I had my teammate give me a little bit of help. Preston told me who to pick, and he seems pretty confident. And because he's confident, I'm confident. So we're gonna go Kalos.
Hey, there we go. That's exactly what Kendo said.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. At the same time, it's fun to see a player who not everyone has heard of getting the recognition that I feel like they might deserve, especially given the fact that, while they'd made a dent in the qualifiers, one of the few non-Summer Series representatives in the pool.
Been pretty solid for that as well. But looking at the Swiss stage here, Andy, you're facing off against Noli, Onzen, and Sino in that matchup. But I mean, how are you feeling for that series and the rest of the Swiss stage, looking at the rest of the teams that are out there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think there's a lot of teams that I look at and am like scared of. So I think we'll have a good time of it if we can mesh together pretty well. I mean, I think we've got a good chance to win.
There we go.
Okay.
Right, great to hear it.
I was gonna say, you're saying you might win. Are we guaranteeing we're making it out of Swiss at this point? We're at least getting the playoffs?
Sure. Yeah, we'll send it.
There it is.
There we go. There we go. Was waiting for it. Well, thank you, Andy, for joining us for the second round of the draft, and we will watch your career with great interest in the Bundle Bash.
Yep. Thanks. Have a good one.
Thank you. Very solid pickup. I mean, we are talking about Kyle's being kind of a sleeper as well, not making it into Summer Series with their team, but still being a really good player out there, and that's a great pick.
Yep. I no issues with Kalos at all. Again, we're kind of looking at what's left of the field at this point, and honestly, with 3 picks left and 3 players that are still very solid on this list, I don't really know if there's going to be a weak team in this one. Usually we look at a team and go,
I don't know how Gamma's available still.
Dude, this is wild.
I know it does say in the draftable players that I think they have like the lowest MMR, or like lower MMR than some of these players, like 17, 14, but Gamma is way better than that.
Yeah, I don't understand how Gamma is at this point. Like, dude, there's multiple players. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we can delineate as much as we can, but we do have to get Creams in here and hear their thoughts and opinions on the rest of the competition. Creams, your teammates on all sides were kind of talking smack a little bit. So how are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling good, you know. Hockey ain't a threat. Wavy's talking smack. He's saying he's gonna beat me in hockey, but let's be honest, like, that team's weak. That team's weak. Wavy's team just weak. They've got Wavy on the team. They're gonna lose to me. I know how he plays. Low 50. Like, what else is he gonna do? I got my last pick, and I'm excited.
Of course, there was the question of whether or not you would make the right pick, and I'm not gonna question whether or not the pick you have in mind is the right pick. I'm just gonna ask, who is the right pick?
Yo, that's a great question. I'm asking myself that too. I don't know if I've got the right pick, but I believe in my boy Nando. I'm looking at his tracker. He looks like a solid player. He looks like he plays the game a bit, you know? Okay. Me and Sauce, we're ready to win.
This is also just a food team. Now I'm thinking about it. Nando's. I mean, Nando's sauce and creams. Like, what is going on? Is that what the plan is here?
It must be. I didn't even think about that, but we just got chemistry now. Yeah.
Wavy is not excited by your pick. I'd like to mention he is spamming wrong pick in chat right now. Is that motivation for you?
Yeah, you know, the wrong pick was picking Wavy for captain. That guy should be bottom of the list in picks. Come on.
Oh my. Shots fired, everybody. One thing's for sure, we're looking forward to how things go, and we really appreciate your time today. Definitely looking forward to seeing how many of the Northwood squad, TSM squad, end up going up against each other throughout the tournament. So, hey, hopefully you're looking forward to it too.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you.
Final thoughts, though, before we send you away here as well, Creams. You're facing off against Team Diaz in that first round. It's Diaz, Manny, and Duckworth. Are you going to make short work of them, or do you think that's going to be a tough matchup?
I don't know. I think we're going to farm them, but to be honest, I haven't seen Diaz's form in a little while. You know, ever since the Sam Diaz popped up, I haven't really seen him play in the game, so we'll have to see how he's playing, you know?
He's got to, you know, kind of get the name back. He's got to find some sort of revenge arc here. He's got to prove he is the Diaz at this point.
He is.
Which sounds like you don't believe he's the Diaz yet.
No, I think he's the Diaz, but I don't think he's the Diaz that's going to beat me tomorrow.
There we go. There we go. Well, thank you, Creams, for joining us for the second half of the draft, and best of luck against your teammates on the field tomorrow.
Thank you.
Imagine he like somehow dodges the entire like team of Northwood and TSM. That'd be crazy.
That most likely means they'll match up in playoffs then. If that does happen, it seems like it's probably higher odds playoffs. So honestly, I'm cool with this, man. Either way, we're going to get a Northwood matchup. I don't know which one it's going to be, but there's gotta be
at least some TSM on TSM crime.
I'll take either.
Also. Yeah.
I think that's the last captain that we're actually hearing from too, if I'm not mistaken, because Oaf did have their picks sent to us, so we're just getting the last 2 picks sent to us on this one. So before they don't spoil us, Yotic. Yes, if you can hear us, don't spoil us yet. I want to get our opinions of the casters first on who is going to go first and then second. That's what we need to figure out. I know you can hear me, Zodic, but I'm doing it for dramatic effect.
I think I actually know the order here, and I actually think it's going to go to the benefit of Cosmic, because I do think Oath is about to pick Lich, and I think it's going to be because Brock knows that Lich is in this, and I think he's going to know who he is, and I think Gamma's going to go final, and I think that's exactly what Cosmic wants here, because it seems like Cosmic is cheering out for Gamma in chat. So, I mean, the pick's already in, supposedly, from Oath, so...
Let's see who it is.
Yep, I gotta know.
Oh, completely wrong!
No!
Gamma is going to Oath on this one. It makes sense. Sorry, Cosmic, you aren't getting Gamma, but you're getting Lich, which is still a good pickup, honest. Every player in this draft cannot be understated. I think this is the strongest draft we have had so far, so this is a insane event that is shaping up to be amazing. Sorry, Cosmic, you're not getting Gamma that easily, but hey, Oath took him from you.
Is there any way we could potentially talk to Cosmic on the result?
I just want to know his reaction.
Potentially, I kind of want to know the reaction.
It's another enemy for Ball State.
As a question.
Man. Cosmic is just saying got their hopes up for nothing, so I think that is the reaction that we're going to be getting on that one, Kendo.
I'm baffled, bro. All I'm gonna say at this point is that I'm glad, because Oath I do think had some ball knowledge with that one, so respect to him. But look, man, at this point it's just another enemy for Oath and the rest of Ball State. Like everybody in this draft apparently hates them and wants to beat them. So creating further enemies might not be the right decision here. I'm just saying.
I mean, let's take a look at the Swiss stage as we have our full teams and everything as well. I mean, we can go over the teams as we go through these Swiss stage matchups, because there is a lot to break down before we even get into it tomorrow. So first matchup, Cosmic versus Wavy. Let me list off the rosters yet again. Cosmic, G-Man, Lich, Wavy, Curry, Avalon. I mean, this is a solid matchup. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
These are all very solid. Again, I just love how this draft has really created extremely even teams. Usually we've got a little bit of like, unevenness somewhere in the bracket, but this doesn't really feel like any of these are going to be clean beats. Like there's no guaranteed winners across the board here for me.
I would agree. A couple of the folks that I thought would be more towards the bottom ended up being picked earlier, and that of course is based on more of the fact of what they've been able to do, not only for their teams, but just in the community in general. So it's like, shout out to everybody. There weren't any bad picks here. There weren't any Mr. Irrelevant, undesirable picks. I think you go down the line, even Cosmic is getting a solid round out of their team with Lich. In fact, if you want us to predict that first one, Cosmic Wavy, I think Cosmic squad has a solid chance. We may see a potential upset there.
That's an upset in your eyes? You're calling that the upset?
The way that Wavy was talking, like I was just saying, anything against Wavy is an upset.
In Wavy's eyes, that's an upset.
In Wavy's eyes, yes. So, Bass, are you saying for that first matchup, you're thinking Cosmic's going to get the victory, and then Kenda, you're thinking Wavy?
I'm not necessarily saying that I think Cosmic's going to take that one. I don't necessarily believe either of those teams are the clear favorites going into that. The only thing I will say is, dude, the combo of Cosmic and G-Man, I think, should scare literally everybody. If Lich is able to keep up with that team and play the role that he needs to on that team, they are going to be a problem no matter the opponent.
Wavy's saying in chat if they lose, it's over, so. Oh, gosh. Well, it's kind of evenly split on who we think is going to come out on top on that one, I would say. And chat as well agreeing with it. Looking at that second matchup, though, Oaf is the team of Oaf, Brock, and Gamma, which is that's an insane roster, versus Frosty, Frostbite, and Profile. How are we feeling this matchup's going to go, Bass?
I want to say that this might be one of the more not one-sided matchups, but dude, I gotta say, Oath getting that Gamma pick at the end here is
That's an
quite
insane roster.
Yeah, rounding out a roster of Oath, Brock, and Gamma is going to be quite something. I'm not going to say that Frosty is not going to put up a fight because Frostbite and Profile on the same team. Again, Profile going second round is surprising. I did not think he would fall that far. He did. He's going to be an extremely good player. I still do think I'm leaning on Oath for that one, though, just a little bit.
I think I'm going to go against everything that you're thinking right now and say that you are criminally underestimating Frosty the same way that Snowmen were critically underestimated going into the season. Like, I truly believe that the team on the low end of the stick as far as draft order is going to be the one that comes out on top in that one.
Okay, that's valid. Creams and Diaz, looking at those rosters, Cream, Sauce, and Nando, team food. And then Diaz, Manny, and Duckworth. I mean, I feel like this is also going to be a solid matchup, but I got to give the win over to Creams in my opinion. What about you guys?
I kind of want to hear your opinion on this one, Bass. I already know mine.
All I'm saying is there's a couple of factors for Diaz that we are not putting into account. One, Manny, one of the most slept-on players in this entire draft, just in general. I continue to state, nobody rates Manny as they should. This dude is very talented, and every time he gets into an event, there's at least like 3 or 4 people that afterwards go away going, dang, Manny kind of nice with it. So A, that. B, the largest fan base in this entire event will be Duckworth. I do not care that there are pros in here that are partners on Twitch with tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people who follow them. Duckworth Army is freaking scary, dude. They come to, I don't know how they find the streams he is on, but that guy brings his entire TikTok audience to every single match he plays. I guarantee you there will be fans of him in every match this weekend.
Okay, solid. Duckworth hopefully bringing the heat in that matchup. But looking along the way, though, we have Noli versus Andy. This is a very interesting matchup, too. Andy, Preston Callis, Noli, Onezen, Sino. I mean, I think this matchup's pretty well-rounded for the most part.
And you want to take this? Because I got opinions.
I actually agreed. I agree with that. It seems like it is very well-rounded. The Kalos pick for Andy, it goes a long way in rounding that one out. I was worried for the teams in the top 4 that they were going to get picks that they didn't necessarily want. And while there was quote-unquote slim pickings throughout the late portions of this draft, I do also think that Andy rounded out that team very well. That being said, I mean, I want to hear your opinion on it, but I think Team Nolly is the favorite going into that one.
I will agree. I do think Nolly's going to take this one. I don't think that Andy pulled a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. I think the thing for me about Nolly is that he got 2 sleeper picks. He got 2 picks that in the middle of the other picks that are around him, you look at it and go, that's impressive he picked that. And then you look at the second round and you go, okay, well, that's also impressive that he picked that. So, dude, Onezen and Sino are not players that I think are going to have the biggest, like, spotlights on them, as in, like, most of the scene's going to know who they are. But if you do know who they... I mean, you heard that from Hockey. He went, everybody knows who Onezen is now. He's not a secret anymore.
That's so true as well. Well, moving forward a little bit further, Gyro versus Knight. Knight has so many thoughts about everyone in the draft. Knight Zaf Wildfire is a really good roster.
Yeah.
Gyro's roster of Melodic and Mitch, I feel like are going to have some struggles against this team.
Oh, agreed. 100% agreed. I think everybody's going to have struggles against Knight, Zath, Wildfire. To be honest, that might be my favorite for the entire show.
I was going to say that as well. To be honest, if you come onto the mic and you start just spewing fire at other teams, you automatically get my pick. Like, that's just kind of how that goes. I will fully admit that I am biased for teams that are willing to trash talk. And Knight came in here and he spit vitriol at everybody else around him. That on top of the fact that he's got another player on his team who also wants a revenge tour against Ball State. Motivation through the roof for this team, and honestly, it even gets rounded out well with Wildfire, a player who, look, we can all admit it, his summer series has not gone as he probably anticipated. So these guys are going to be looking at this event very seriously, and I think teams that do that really come into this treating it like the level that it should be treated at, are going to get a huge buff.
Well, moving forward, Hockey versus Flitz. This one's also just a fun personality matchup. Flitz, Luby, and Bubs versus Hockey, Process, and Dev. And I feel like Dev has a lot to prove now after what we heard earlier. So kind of come out firing with Hockey in Process, and really both these rosters are also very solid.
I'm going to stick with my guns and say that I think Team Flitz makes the top 4. But I think that Team Hockey actually pull out the victory in this first round matchup.
Okay. What about you, Bess?
I don't disagree with that. I still think Flitz is gonna. I think Flitz's thing is that it's gonna take him a little while to find a chemistry with that roster, because I do think on paper they're not gonna be as flashy as a lot of other people that we're looking at on this. I do still suspect they're probably gonna make playoffs, but I also suspect the same for Hockey. Again, I'm done betting against any of the Northwood guys. I stopped doing that a long time ago, and it has made a world of a difference here for me in terms of how often I'm correct. Because crazy thing, Northwood don't lose; they just don't.
Eris and 5 the teammate matchup from Pirates on a Boat. Interesting to see there. Eris, Gusky, Zora, which is insane, and 5 Mill and Luigi, Mario and Luigi that we have here too. I mean, this is going to be a great first round series against each other.
You throw in on top of that the naming scheme that was going on.
Oh yeah.
Luigi to up. Hey, there you go.
Just having Milio on the team feels like a buff. Just like, dude's always just radiating good energy. Yes. So I feel like that might be a huge thing for that team. Again, when we talk about these teams needing to build chemistry within a weekend, having chemistry right off rip is incredibly valuable.
Eris got the West roster now. I'm looking at it with Gusky and Zora on their side. Well, I guess more like Texas.
I think Missouri
coded. Zora's in Texas for UTD, but like, you know, Central. But even then, moving down to our final match of the Swiss stage, first round at least, Zanil and Guh that we'll be talking about. Zanil Kababy and Super Big Steve, which I just love the names on that roster. And then on the other side for Guh, we have Wova, of course, on their roster, and Random Shy. I feel like this should be a victory for Zanil's team.
I don't know if I'm going to agree with that. I love Zenio, truly, and I do think that he picked a good team. I don't know if I'm going to agree with that because, again, we talk about chemistry. Out of the gates, having Guh and Wova already on your team, and Random Shy is a good player. It's like, all right, well, we don't have Oath. Anyways, Random Shy, go dive at the ball on repeat. We're just going to play the exact same role.
Just be UTA.
Yes.
But win a game. Other than against Columbia. I'm sorry, UTA. Like, what's going on? Anyway.
I think there is no question that 2 players on the Guh squad are going to be very solid. I need to know what Random Shy is going to bring to the table. I know consistency is there, but I need more star power out of Random Shy if I want to see them in the lofty heights of where Ball State is currently. There's going to be a lot of expectations. It's going to be tough for them to live up to.
Well, speaking of expectations, Borregos with Gamma got a 3-0 over UTD, so that's a good thing for them. But Zora apparently didn't play in that matchup, so who knows what was going on there. Regardless, though, there's so many results happening in the background. It's insane to see Fisher getting some good wins against Kennesaw and Akron Gold. Okay, I could stare at those results all day, but this is a different production and Bundle Bash itself. And thank you to Progressive for helping make this all a possibility, as always. We've had some amazing rosters formulated through this captain's draft, and it's all going to culminate into that Swiss stage tomorrow. 5 rounds, got to win 3 matches before you lose 3 matches, get into the top 8 and into the money. A lot on the line for these squads to see who will rise to the challenge and who will falter afterwards. So with that, gentlemen, final thoughts and opinions before we send things away into the Swiss stage. Doomed for some teams, but a challenge to grasp the victory afterwards for others. We'll start with Kendo, go into Bass, then I'll close out the night.
I will come back around because I had mentioned when we went over their matchup that I had an opinion on the matchup between Diaz and Creams, and I never actually gave my full opinion on that one, nor did I give the prediction. I think Team Diaz is going to be one of those top 4 teams that we're talking about towards the end, and may even be my sleeper pick to win the entire thing. I got that much respect for Manny. Diaz has shown us some crazy things, and if Fisher is finally cooking as a team, that means Diaz is also cooking. You throw in Duckworth Nation, There's a lot of momentum, and if they make it into that top 8 and into that final tournament portion, it wouldn't surprise me if they're one of the teams in the finals.
So pandering is what you're doing at the end here.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, yeah.
Pandering? Maybe. But yeah, give me them. Give me them. That's
valid.
my favorite.
I mean, I'll ask you the same question, Bass, before we go away. Who is your sleeper pick, and who are you thinking is going to make waves, at least in the Swiss stage tomorrow?
I've got a couple of teams that I do think could put in some big some good fights here, but I do still think the sleeper pick, if I'm talking about it, is still got to be Noli. Again, the 1-Zen pick in the first round is not only surprising, but it's a good pick, especially considering who was drafted around him. And then Sino, where he fell to, I think is going to be an impressive team. I don't know if they're necessarily going to win it all. I think there's a couple teams I'm still kind of looking at, but honestly, that's what makes this exciting. I feel like every other Bundle Bash I have come into, and I've worked, I think, pretty much all of them, I've been like, this team's winning it. No, this team's winning it. Like, having a favorite each time. I don't have a favorite this time. All my boys have won it at this point. Flitz has won it. Zanil's won it. Like, everybody I know has won it. So I just want to see a good competition. I love these events. I can't wait to see what happens this weekend.
Speaking of before tomorrow's action, I believe there's still plans for a Champ League podcast. When is that going to be, Bass, so that people know when to tune in?
Earlier in the day.
Earlier in the day.
At
Champ
some
League
point,
Show
yeah. We're
on
still trying to
Twitter
figure
look
that
it
out.
up.
Pay attention to @Champ League Show on Twitter if you guys want to know more about this. We got a ton of stuff going on here on the CCA channel. I promise you, if you follow CCA and you just keep notifications on, click that little bell, you'll be getting some entertaining collegiate action no matter what it is.
All the results from Summer Series will be talked about. There's still more to go, and there's still more Bundle Bash action happening this weekend. Same time, same place tomorrow for the Swiss stage. Then on Saturday for the first 4 series of the playoffs, the quarterfinals of the single elimination bracket, and then afterwards, 3 matches, the semis and the finals, all best of 7s, determine who is going to be your next Most Progressive Bundle Bash champion. That's all the time we have for the Captain's Draft. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Kendo and Bass, for making this as entertaining as can be, and the captains who are on the show. Of course, shout out to our production crew in the background, Helmsy on the side of social media, but also Zonic, who's been helping us with the production this time, and also Theo, I think his name is, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to go back and find it. That's been helping us here. Yes, Theo or Phantom, that also made this possible. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the Swiss stage tomorrow, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Hey, look at this.
What?
Save nearly $750.
With that kind of money, we could fly south.
Except we don't migrate.
No, I'm talking actually fly. Sit back, relax, maybe work on my novel, and I won't forget the little birds out there. Actually, yes, I will.
Wow, money changed you.
Just keeping it real. Do people still say that?
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds to spend on whatever you dream up.
Rocket League is a great game to play with your friends, but when you're playing alone, you need to be able to quickly communicate with your matched teammates. That's where Quick Chat comes in. Quick chatting is important because it can allow you to quickly and effectively relay what you're doing to your teammates. Ran out of boost? Use Quick Chat. Going up to the left wall? Quick Chat. Teammate missed a routine save? You get the idea. You can use the Quick Chat by pressing the D-pad to display a short list of chat options. You can configure which chat options are bound to which button by going to Settings, Chat, and then View Change Quick Chat. Here, you can set the exact chats you will want to use in-game. Sometimes a well-timed Quick Chat can be the difference between a win or loss. Other times, not so much. Either way, this feature is an important part of the game, especially when queuing alone. So get out there and get chatting.
Everything will be okay.